Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Daniel Hood Roofing. Whether it's a brand new roof, a roof repair, or guttering, Daniel Hood Roofing has got you covered. Get it? Covered? Daniel has done roofing work for Bob Hodge, done roofing work for my family just this past week, done roofing work for Sterling Hinton sitting here, Jimmy Himes sitting here.
Daniel's been on my roof.
There you go. And you didn't ask him up there, you just found him.
Hey, Daniel.
Hundreds of happy folks across East Tennessee have all turned to Daniel Hood Roofing. And right now, if you want to join this entire, we've all used Daniel Hood Roofing. We can vouch for him. If you want to call him, operators are standing by, right? You got them on Sunday now, right now.
Erica's there, ready to go.
All right, very good. Call Daniel Hood Roofing. If you've got a roof repair, guttering, or a new roof you need, that's the guy. All right, rapid fire segment. Sterling, question number 1. Which of the following 3 VFL quarterbacks of the last 30 years would have had the most success, would have been the best fit for the Josh Heupel system?
Okay.
Heath Shuler, Heisman runner-up, T. Martin, national champion, or Josh Dobbs, Butch Jones proper-upper? Dobbs, Martin, or Shuler? Who'd have been the best fit for Heupel?
First of all, let me say those are some elite guys that had the privilege of playing quarterback at the Power T. My humble opinion, Heath Shuler.
No question.
Heath Shuler. Well,
Is there a question on that one?
I don't think it's a question on that. Heath was the most reactive guy behind the center I believe we've had at the University of Tennessee. He actually got involved and felt the game. He actually reacted at split second and made big time plays. He didn't think out there. It was total reaction. I think it accelerated the process and the progress of Charlie Garner and the guys that play running back, because he was so reactive out there, and a reactive guy in this system with the tools that Heath Shuler possessed. I think we'd be seeing another 3 or 4 touchdowns a game. Now, Josh and T would have been excellent, but Heath would have been the top dog of those 3.
He was unbelievable. I've always thought that's a guy that came around about 15 years too early, because if you'd had all these spread systems with him, I mean, he would have been Tim Tebow before Tim Tebow. He would have been that level, I think.
He's also a more accurate passer consistently
Yeah.
than T. Martin or Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, he was something. Okay, Jimmy. On the year, redshirt junior Cedric Tillman has 51 catches. Let me go ahead and put the numbers up here. He has 51 catches, 825 yards, and 7 touchdowns. That leads UT in all 3 categories. In just the last 5 games, look how it's taken off. 35 catches, 615 of those yards, 5 of those touchdowns. In other words, it's not just 5 games at random I'm picking. It's the latest 5, which speaks to me and says they figured out what he's got. He's figured out the offense. So let's prorate those 5 over a 12-game schedule. 84 catches, 1,400 yards, almost 1,500, 12 touchdowns. You see UT's records there. That would best UT's catches, easily best UT's record for most yards in a season, and come close to touchdowns. My question for you, if he's back next year, if Hendon Hooker's back next year, is it realistic in this offense to think Cedric Tillman could compete for some of those records?
John, I think so. The other thing about that, not only has he built an incredible rapport with Hendon Hooker, but Velus Jones is going to be here. And I don't know if Devontae Payton, he may be back. I don't know how many years you get to play.
8th year of COVID. Yeah.
But I think he's going to be such a featured player. You're not going to have Jones around. I don't see any of these young receivers stepping up and becoming greater targets, because Jalen Hyde dropped a couple of passes last night. I think so. I think he can do that. I'd never thought I'd say that after watching him the first 3 years. He had 8 catches in 3 years. And now he's putting in a terrific season, an all-SEC caliber year.
Yeah, it is a great story. It's a tremendous story. Next question, Josh Ward. This will be Tennessee's 5th bowl trip in 8th year. I didn't mention that. Bowl eligible. We knew it was coming, but they got it last night. 5th bowl trip in the last 8 years. They've won their previous 4, by the way. Should 5 bowls in 8 years be considered progress, considering where this program has been? Or do you discount that because there are 40-plus bowl games out there?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a discount. Now, if you win next week, which you should, you get to 7-5. That's more impressive to get to bowl eligibility than needing Vanderbilt the last week, right, to get there. So I think what needs to happen, it needs to become an annual conversation again of we're going to a bowl game.
Yes.
Not celebrating getting to, which is fine. Getting to a bowl game and getting to 7-5, that's impressive. But there's so many bowl games, that needs to be the expectation.
Absolutely.
All right.
Agree.
Daniel, if Tennessee beats Vanderbilt, they'll probably be looking at either the Music City Bowl in Nashville or the Duke's Mayo Bowl in Charlotte. Which of those is a more appealing destination for players? Would you rather go to Charlotte or Nashville?
I think as a player, you'd probably want to go to Nashville because you do want to get out and have a little fun. I think Nashville's a little more fun of a city than Charlotte.
Yeah.
You know, I think all your bachelorettes will say that. And so for a player, I probably want to go to Nashville, but as a fan at the same time, it's like I feel like I've been to Nashville a little time, and I think it'd be kind of ironic to go to the Mayo Bowl on the year that French's mustard is such a big deal.
Condiment you, that's right. All right.
Fate loves irony. So.
Very good. Let me ask you a quick question. The SEC has a tie-in in that middle tier where Tennessee would be with the Texas Bowl in Houston. In 6 years with the Texas Bowl, only one East team, Vanderbilt, was sent out there. It's always a West team, 5 of the 6 years. If you're a Tennessee fan who likes to go to bowl games, would you be interested in going to Houston for a change? Or would you say, nah, I'd rather drive to Nashville or Charlotte as usual?
Texas for a change and Texas for the weather. It's warmer in Texas. So I think even Tennessee would travel deeper to Texas than they will to Nashville.
I'd love to go to Texas. It'd be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Just for the change of pace? You guys agree with that or no?
I would, based on the options there, yes.
Okay, based on the
I mean,
Charlotte,
I'd rather
Nashville,
go
or
to Tampa, but
well, yeah.
so, but
Okay.
yes, based on the options, I agree with that.
Last thing, I'm gonna give you 30 seconds here.
Okay.
We were talking before the show. If you get Alabama and Georgia in the playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
and let's say Texas A&M, Ole Miss, if they don't follow Mississippi State, well, even if they do, they'll probably go to the Sugar Bowl.
right?
So that's 3 into the New
Right.
Year's, the big six they call them.
Mm-hmm.
You could also get Texas A&M into the Cotton Bowl.
Right.
If that happens, then everybody else is rising up. Jimmy, you pointed out it's not impossible. That's not likely,
Right.
but it's not impossible for Tennessee to end up where?
In the Citrus Bowl. Now, here's the thing, too. Tennessee is coveted by the bowls because they travel so well. They travel better than most people out there, most programs. So you got the Citrus, you got the Outback, you got the Gator Bowl, all this potential's out there. But when I went through the numbers on that, I thought, well, maybe it's Kentucky if they get to 9 wins. But Tennessee at 7-5, there's not a whole lot to pick from behind that. They're more attractive to you than Mississippi State because of the travel. So I think Tennessee elevates its bowl status considerably if they beat Vanderbilt.
We got to catch a break. When we come back, we're going to talk basketball. We got much more football to come. We got the final pick of the year for Tennessee Vanderbilt as they set the line. Come on back on the Sports Source.